Alright, so we're back here again today playing the Crossing Cup this time. And this one is obviously based off Animal Crossing, which I have kind of a funny story in regards to Animal Crossing that I want to get into a little later, but for now I just want to mention just some stuff about this map specifically, Baby Park. I feel like there's a lot of people that don't like this map and then also love this map. I feel like it's a very, one or the other type of thing. And I really like it just because, yeah, it's super short, but it changes up the formula a lot. Having 7 laps instead of the normal 3. And just the absolute chaos of being around literally everybody at all times. So being able to get hit by stars, bullet bills, all that stuff, because you're just so closely packed together. I think it's, actually a pretty fun kind of mess of chaos. I also like how there's a bunch of references in this map. Like, for instance, you can see Luigi's Mansion out there as well. Sorry. As well as there's a lot of rides that, to me at least, look like a lot of the rides from the theme park, Peanut Park, in Super Mario Sunshine. So, as well as some new stuff for sure, but I just think it's kind of cool that you got the chaos, but you also got some cool references that are out there. So, but that's just me personally. I enjoy the map, but I 100% see why people don't sing, as it's probably the most simplistic map in the entire game, if we're being honest, in terms of just pure track design. But I think the next few courses in this aren't as notable in my mind. I don't remember them as much, so because of that I'm kind of gonna segue back into me talking about my Animal Crossing story, because I'm not someone who has a lot of experience with Animal Crossing. I've only played one of them, and it was on the Switch. Part of me wants to say it was New Leaf, or it might have been New Horizons, or something like that. I honestly do not remember, because Animal Crossing is one of those games that I feel like on paper I would really enjoy if I actually just took the time to sit down and just play it for a while. But I don't know why. It's just I just never have really put a lot of effort or anything into actually playing Animal Crossing. The only time I played Animal Crossing was I had a friend who we were playing games at my place, and we had a deal basically where they had never played a certain genre of game. And so we kind of had a trade-off deal that was hey, okay, well, if you try this game, then, I'll try the game you want me to play. And so the game that they were let's try and play is Animal Crossing. And honestly, it was kind of fun just, messing around in there for an hour or two. I will say, though, for whatever reason, when I was trying to fish in Animal Crossing, I was so bad at fishing for whatever reason. For whatever reason, I just was not grasping the mechanics super well of how to fish in that game. I probably could have gotten it if I had stuck to it and played for more than an hour or two. I would probably have gotten used to it, but honestly I was struggling so hard with just the basics on trying to fish, which I think is funny because I've played a bunch of like Stardew Valley, and me and this same friend have had like a conversation about how Stardew Valley probably has more complicated fishing than Animal Crossing does, but for whatever reason I picked it up really quickly on Stardew Valley and just was not very good at it when playing on Animal Crossing, and I can't explain fully why. Oh, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice today. Honestly, this seems to be a normal thing. I swear, like, I'll feel fine, and then I sit down to record, and then all of a sudden, like, give it, honestly, like, a minute, and then my voice is just like, alright, I'm just done. And I swear it, like, happens every time. Which is weird, because, like, I do a lot of recordings, you know, with people and playing games, and I swear when I'm actually, like, playing games with somebody and recording it, I don't have this, like, issue. Like, I don't seem to have this issue. But when I'm just, like, you know, by myself doing a recording, then I swear I always have issues with my voice. Wonder if it's just some mental expectation, you know? But who knows, whatever the case is. If I clear my throat, then just try to ignore that, because it is probably going to happen in like many videos. So, just ignore that. But back to the whole Animal Crossing thing is, I would be interested to play some more Animal Crossing and then to kind of like get a more like feel for it and actually, you know, sit there and put some genuine effort into playing the game. So I'm curious if there's like a favorite Animal Crossing that you guys have personally, or one that's kind of one or a couple that are, I guess, unanimously agreed upon by the community that they're just like really good Animal Crossings, because, you know, I feel like I should give it a genuine shot one of these days, seeing as I honestly haven't up to this point. But honestly, I'm just like, yeah, I wouldn't know necessarily where to start. So if you have any suggestions, then let me know. But for the course, it's like, for the course itself, and then of course you also have the villagers that were added in as characters, as racers as well. And honestly, I don't think I've ever played as the villager in this game. And I think partly it's because I have like a personal vendetta against Villager in Smash, because for whatever reason, like, Villager has always just been like someone that I just do not know how to counter very well and how to play against. Or maybe just, you know, my mains in Smash are just terrible choices to play against Villager. So, plus, I mean, you know, come on. I got literally, you know, my boy over here, basically my mascot, you know, as a character in Mario Kart, so, you know, it was kind of hard to not choose him when I'm playing. But I think the map, this, like, course, is actually really fun, and it does that same thing where it does in the Hyrule Castle one and the Hyrule Cup. Or is it Triforce Cup? I think it's Triforce Cup. But it does like that same like style where there's just little like subtle changes with the sound effects of collecting coins, as well as the item block spinning when you're collecting an item that I think are just really nice touches to this map. And so it's like, even though I don't have, you know, a huge personal attachment to Animal Crossing, I think this course is honestly like a really nice one, and I think it looks, honestly, it looks, you know, very pretty as a course too. So I really like when they do those like little subtle changes to these maps. I think it just adds, you know, that much more of a special touch. And this one's, you know, like the Hyrule Castle one is honestly like a lot of fun. It just has a really nice touch to it. So I also really love that like closing music that it plays after you beat that course. It's just like so calming and so relaxing. But with that, now we only have one more of the normal cups before we start getting into like all the DLC special cups. So it's kind of weird because I'm sitting here like, wow, you know, we've almost finished this screen, but in reality, we've almost hit the halfway point of this series. But that'll be all from me for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.